So, also this week, the FBI for the first time forced someone to unlock their phone with Face ID. This is controversial because before people were screaming, hollering about unlocking a phone with your fingerprint, and whether or not that was right for the police to do. And it's even easier for them to get a picture of you or just to flash your phone towards your face. And should that be allowed? What do you think about that, Matt?
Well, you know, I guess it depends on the state and the province that they're in. I know that different states have different rules on being able to access your personal information. I don't know if you actually need a subpoena or a court order to be able to open somebody's phone. It might be considered the same in some states, if not all of the states, as entering into somebody's home. Now, some people, I know certain troopers have the right to search vehicles, and perhaps cell phones, because they're on your person, can be part of that, because they can also search you as well. So I really don't know enough about the law of that. The interesting thing about forcing them to use the Face ID, Face ID is actually really quite secure on iPhones because it uses that infrared system where it shoots those thousands of little dots all over your face. It's a three-dimensional scan that it does instead of just a picture. So some of the less secure ones, like I believe OnePlus, somebody was able to hack it with a picture. I think they've gotten better, more secure, but by no means are they as secure as Face ID on the iPhone Xs.
Well, talking about security, I remember when when it first came out, the Face ID, and somebody's mom just pointed it at her face, and even though it was her son with the phone, it unlocked it because they had a similar facial structure.
Really?
I mean, this is, one in a million kind of thing. So it is secure, but, if you have a relative that looks similar to you, you might be out of luck. But going back to the implications of the police using this, in this case, this actually happened in Ohio. And it looks like they had a search warrant on hand.
Oh,
and
okay.
so that's
They
why
had
they
a
were able
search
to
warrant.
force them.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't see any problem with that as long as they're following the laws of the state and the federal laws. If they have a search warrant, by all means, if they can't open it and you're there and there's biometrics involved, you should open it, or else you will be seen as not cooperating with the law, and it could be worse for you.
Well, it's just interesting, right? Because if you instead chose to have a numeric password, you could just say, no, I'm not going to give you the password. And they can't force it out of you. What if you said, I forgot?
Yeah. But if they hold it up to you and say, look in the screen,
there's nothing you can do about it. Or if they take your finger, they're going to open it up. So if you have things on your phone that you want left secure, whether it be bank records or whatever, probably best to do a numeric number. One thing that is interesting is the more numbers you have, the more secure it is. Mm-hmm. And so really you shouldn't have a 4-number password. Mine is about 15 numbers.
Wow.
They're all random.
Yeah.
And it's not that there's anything, unruly or unsavory on my phone. I just, if somebody pulls me over, I don't want them to go through it. So I feel like I have the right to do that, and I choose to opt out of Face ID. And now my touch doesn't even work on my iPhone.
Yeah, so. You were telling me your fingerprint didn't work. You said that last week. So
yeah.
I totally get where you're coming from. I personally like the biometrics because they're fast.
Right.
Like my fingerprint is fast, and I think in the future the way things are going is actually just might be DNA. So they might be like, here, lick your phone. But
as long as it's tasty.
Speaking of tasty.
Yeah.